So most of you know that I'm in RV transport, and I'm helping out another driver whose truck is down, and we're in this big fancy motor coach right now that they're driving out to California. And the wind outside, we've been stuck sitting all day, and I figured what better time to make a video. This motor coach, this thing is amazing, but the Bluetooth audio through the stereo is horrible. So for us to communicate on a 2,000 mile trip, you know, we needed to have something hands free. I absolutely love Blue Parrot products, always have, and whenever I saw this, now another product that I always liked was the Plantronics Voyager Pro and Legend. I've had both of those. I think the Pro was the older one, I can't remember for sure. But when I saw this, it was a Blue Parrot that was modeled after the Plantronics. I thought, man, I gotta try that. So we stopped them. I had enough points on my card to buy it, and I did, and paired it to their phone, and they tried it. I was less than impressed. Okay, here is the headset right here, and I'm sorry if the audio quality is poor right now. That is the microphone from my Note 20 Ultra. I would have used my other mics, but I'm gonna let you hear this one, and I want you to get a good comparison. That's one reason I didn't use my aftermarket mics. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and pair this to the phone, which is really simple. When you're pairing it for the first time, the button on top right here, you push it and hold it, and as it comes on, the button will turn blue, then it'll turn red, then blue, red, then it'll start flashing blue and red really fast. Then you'll be able to pick it up on your phone in your Bluetooth device menu. It will be in pairing mode, and you can hook right up. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. This is one thing I always liked about the Plantronics that I have. I'm sure the audio is scratchy right there, me sticking it in my ear, but this is what you get once you have it on. I don't know what you guys are hearing right now. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to just edit it and put it in, so I'll be hearing it for the first time too. I know I have spent probably about 3 hours talking to the other driver, having them talk to me on this. I haven't talked on it that much. What I did hear, as far as people that I've called, the audio is pretty good. You know, I can hear them pretty well, and I've not had a glitch one in audio. But every now and again, I don't know if there may be a short in this boom. I have no idea. But every now and again, it'll get really bad gargly, is the only way I know how to explain it. It will get real bad muffled up, and you'll start hitting maybe every fifth word you'll be able to hear, sometimes not even that. Last night, for probably about 4 hours straight, this thing was amazing. The rest of the day yesterday, it was hit and miss, and I did have to consistently, every time we'd stop, I would disconnect it and repair it to the phone. I tried everything I needed to do. I paired it to my phone, and it still did the same thing. They'd say, "Oh yes, it sounds great," and then I would move around for just a little bit, and they'd say, "I can't hear you," you know, just like I've been having to do this other driver. So anyway, I talked to the guy that I bought it from at the Petro, and he said that when they first came out, they were getting a lot of returns on them, and then he hasn't had any in a while. He says it's been a good long while, so I've got a return on that one. I think they did an update and fixed the issue. So I decided to take a chance on it because, like I say, I do like the Blue Parrot products. And this is it, the M300-XT. Now, like I say, I don't know what you guys are hearing, but if it was good like it was last night, I would keep this. You couldn't get it away from me. But I need something consistent. And the reason I'm going to trade it for the Plantronics is because it looks the same. It's got the same design. You'll see in a little bit. But when I'm working on something, I can bend over and it doesn't fall out of my ear like the big 450 that I have at home. The 450 is probably one of the best ones that I've had yet that I could speak of. 20 years of trucking, and I've only went with the Blue Parrots, except for with the exception of the Plantronics Voyager. And that's another thing I wanted to show. You open the box, it does come with the different earpieces, and it has a small, medium, and large. And the small seems to fit me fine, so if you need the large, you know, it's in there. I didn't really try the large. The medium was on, and I went to the small. It does have to get started, the instructions in it. It also has a lot of diagrams on the box that tell about pairing and stuff like that. I mean, as far as packaging and all that, I thought it was, you know, it was fine, but who really cares about packaging if the audio is spotty? And it doesn't come with a charging brick. It's just a regular USB-C, your standard USB-C with a USB-A for charging. And the noise cancellation on it is pretty amazing. You guys heard before, if you listen right now, it does still have Blue Parrot's awesome noise cancellation. I don't know if this is a one-off and there's maybe a short in this boom that is causing what I'm hearing, but at this rate, I'm ready to trade this one in and just stick with the big Blue Parrots. And if I need a smaller headset, look elsewhere. Alright, so here is the Plantronics Voyager 5200. This is the one I went in and traded the Blue Parrot for. And I'm not going to lie to you about it. I am kind of a child, so I can't make it out of the store without ripping the box open. So I didn't rip the box open, but I did open it and paired it already. One thing that caught me right off the bat, I remember the other one having the charger, the magnetic charger that just stuck on. This only works, I guess, with a case. And I was about to take it back in and ask them where is the charging port, because I was not finding it and they didn't have anything clear right off the bat in the directions. But there's the charging port, and it takes a micro USB charger to go in. I have not charged this device, just so you know, and I haven't even plugged it in, but there it is. And then when you pull this back out, it does close up pretty sleek because I couldn't find it at first. But anyway, when you open the box, it does open from the side like so. Took a knife, cut the tape, and then just like the Blue Parrot, it did have multiple earpieces, silicone earpieces in there with it, and you had some literature in here with it. A pretty straightforward instructions. Just this little card right here is about all I looked at. One thing that I'm not going to use, but a lot of you guys may find interesting, the little red button on top is the Alexa button, and that's your answer and hang up button. And we did try it out, and here are the other two silicone earpieces, and they just push and twist in. Show you how that works right quick. Just take and push, twist it to the left, and then, well, I was going to show you how it worked, but it doesn't want to come out, and I don't want to break it, so yeah. There. And then to get it back in, you just push and twist, and it does kind of rotate while it's in there. I wouldn't worry about that. It doesn't really go in and lock down tight. But anyway, I've had a lot of the Pros. I've never had a 5200. The charging cable was in this end, so toss all this to the side, put this back in the box. The runtime on this one, on the other one, it had a 14-hour, I think, runtime, talk time. This one only has 7 hours. The other one had, I think, a longer standby time, but I'm not real worried about that. 7 hours talk time is going to be plenty. This one has a longer range. It's 98 feet, 30 meters. I do not remember what the other one is. I'm going to put the links to both of these in the description. This one was about $55 more expensive. That was my difference. And now I'm going to put this on and show you the difference in it and the sound quality. So this is the audio from the Plantronics 5200. We made a conference call on it a while ago. The other driver was on this. I was on my truck, and the other driver that was, we were having a hard time hearing the first driver the other night. We were all on the phone together, and this thing, I'm not hearing what you guys are hearing, and I'm going to post it up however it is. But on the call, it has so much more body than the Blue Parrot. Now, I am still a Blue Parrot fan of the ones that come over and sit over top of the ear, but I don't think, after hearing the difference between this one and that one, now this one is $50 more expensive. This is not the Pro or the Legend. This is the actual Voyager 5200, and there's the box for it one more time. And like I say, it's just, to me, it was no comparison. I mean, this one was just a whole lot better headset. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to use it through tonight and through tomorrow, and at the end of tomorrow, after we've had time to talk and after they've had time to talk to other people and get feedback from them, then I'll come back at the end of the video and tell you, hey, we had issues with this, or we had issues with that, or it was great, whatever happens. But one thing that I do want to note is on this one, no setup or whatever, whenever we did
as soon as you turn the switch on, it will become available and you can pair to it. You don't have to push any buttons or anything to get it to pair up. Just turn the switch on and it'll say pairing through the earpiece. Now, once you connect, that's pretty simple. That's all we did. And then whenever I called them to see how it was going to work, it popped up and said, Charles Farmer is calling. Would you like to answer or ignore? And they said, answer. And it popped them right on. That's truly hands-free right out of the box. So that was a pretty good note. I did notice that there are apps for both of them, and I didn't look at the apps, but you may want to check into that and see if there's different settings that you may be looking for to control. I know I looked at this one for the Alexa button. You can link it to your Amazon or whatever you want to do there. But like I said, this one is $50 something more expensive, but there's $50 something more quality to this one, I feel like, and options. So anyway, I'm going to step outside. The winds, we are stuck here in Joplin for looks like the rest of the day. The winds are not supposed to die down until about 8 o'clock. I'm going to step outside in some of this wind and let you see how the noise canceling does, you know, if you are working outside and you're going to be using it outside. The other one, it did good. The Blue Parrots have always had good noise canceling qualities, but the tweakiness of that headset after I heard the two compared is what got me, you know. So I'm going to step on outside. I'll show you what it does in the wind, and then at the end of the video, I'll let you know how it did after a day worth of use. Right, so the wind outside is blowing about 35 miles an hour. That's one reason we've been stuck sitting here all day, because it's gusting 35 to 45 miles an hour, depending on when you look at the Windy app and the other apps. But this is me standing outside, but I'm not standing directly in the wind. This is standing directly in the wind. You can see my shirt take off right there and all that. I'm not sure if you can even hear me, but I'm assuming you can, because I did have it on in a phone call earlier, and they said that they heard it, but it wasn't too much, you know. So, like I say, you can see my shirt is blowing this way. That means the wind is hitting this directly on the side. Make your own, you know, come to your own conclusion on that, whether it would be good or no. But I think it's going to be fine for what we're looking for. And I don't know if the sound went tweaky when I got in the wind, but I know earlier, whenever I checked it, that it was not too bad. I feel like that was pushing it pretty hard, so I got back where the door would block some of the wind off. But anyway, like I said, we'll get back with you tomorrow evening and let you know how it did overnight.
So it's been about 2 days since I made the first part of this video, and editing that video, I could tell a major difference in the Plantronics over the Blue Parrot as far as clarity and the sound having a lot of body to it, where the Blue Parrot was a little more tweaky. At the beginning and the end of the video, I heard that muffled up sound, but it wasn't near as bad as it was going down the road. I still feel like we got a defective headset, and I do not feel that it's okay for me to slam Blue Parrot. So I'm not doing that at all. I still will buy their big headsets, definitely. The over the top of the head ones that lay on your ear. I have the 450 at home, and it's wonderful. The only reason that I wanted to swap and get a different kind of headset, it's great for driving, but when you're working around the house, especially if you're doing anything where you're having to look down or bend over, it falls off your head. You know, I ride the four-wheeler a lot when I'm at home, and it will blow off of my head. But this one will hang on a little bit better. I won't be using it all the time. The only flaw that I found with it is the 7-hour talk time. I saw it on the box. It didn't really register, but it's a noticeable difference. The Blue Parrot has literally twice the talk time that the 5200 has. That's been the only hiccup that we've had with it. Is we left out yesterday morning about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and by 3:30, 4 o'clock, it was already dead and having to go back on the charger. Where the Blue Parrot did last a full day. You know, I think the first day they used it, I think they used it all day and forgot to put it on the charger, and then used it a good portion of the next day. So the battery on the Blue Parrot, that is twice as good. The sound is a little more tweaky. On the 5200, it has a lot richer sound, a lot better sound all the way around, and a shorter battery life. Now, I didn't really get into all the specs because I'm not going to use the Alexa button. I'm not going to use the apps. I just want it to make phone calls on. That's it. But I do hope that this helped you out if you have been considering either of those two headsets. And like I say, the main thing that I wanted to do is show the audio quality in this video. And I hope I did a good job at that. So if you did get something out of it, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Alright guys, so if you're still here, still watching, I'm at home doing some editing, finishing up this video, and I figured I'd pull out the Blue Parrot 450, and this is it. There's a little bit of wind out here, not a whole lot, not anything like what it was the other day whenever I was making the other video, but this is my favorite headset that I've had so far. I've had it for about 5 years, and I can't remember all the specs on it, but I do know that if I put a good charge on it at night, it does last all the way through the next day. And I had a buddy that just bought one that comes in camo. You can get them in camo or however you want them. And he was talking on his truck, and he got a 2014. I think it was a 2012 or 2014. And man, it is daylight and dark difference. So if I'm going to be driving, this is what I'm going to be using. If I'm here working around the house or doing something like that, but I'm expecting a phone call, the Plantronics is the one that I have on my head. The little one, the little Blue Parrot, the 300, like I say, I don't feel like, I'm not going to knock Blue Parrot because I still love their products, but at the same time, I personally like the Plantronics better. Even though the Blue Parrot had better talk time battery and different things like that, just the sound quality on the microphone was so much better on the Plantronics. So, but then again, you got to look at that 7-hour thing. But if you're buying it strictly for driving, this right here, this is the way to go. But when you bend over, trying to work on something or pick something up at the most inopportune times, this one will fall off your head. So, I don't know if you can see it very well. I wasn't really planning on sticking this in the video, but it's just a thought. All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.